Hello, everyone. This is Ivan with Create Your Future. I am a certified life coach. I specialize in personal development, relationships, and the law of attraction. Today, I wanted to share with you a success story from one of my clients that I think would be very inspiring to a lot of you. This client was always reacting to the 3D and constantly looking for proof of her intentions. And she was able to stay persistent and actually see evidence of it within 3 weeks. So before I jump into that story, I wanted to remind you that I am available for one-on-one sessions and links are down below. And I also wanted to remind you that we currently have a contest where 3 lucky winners will be chosen randomly. And just comment down below how the law of attraction or the law of assumption or whatever it is that any feedback or what you thought of the video, comment down below so that those 3 lucky winners could be chosen and you'll get to have a session with a coach of your choice. Okay, so it's pretty exciting. So let's start with this story. So this client of mine, she booked a session and she wanted to attract her SP back. Now her SP and her had a relationship where it was, in her mind, was more of a friends with benefits. A lot of the times she would question the relationship and she would always get the same response that he was not he was not really into relationships, or he was not looking for commitment at the moment. Well, she booked this session because she had actually learned about the law of attraction, law of assumption, and she just wanted to know a little bit more. So when she booked the first session, we were able to identify a lot of her blocks and her limiting beliefs that were kind of contradicting the intentions she had been saying. So one of the things was that, she was reacting a lot and constantly looking for evidence and constantly questioning the same thing she questioned the relationship. She was constantly questioning, when is it coming? Why isn't it here? And it was just creating a lot of anxiety within her. So we talked a little bit about how to relieve the anxiety, which I'll share some little tips later on in the video. And we started to create intentions for her to kind of start, you know, being persistent on that new assumption of her SP, the one that was committed, the one that was respectful, loyal, all these wonderful things. So this client was pretty anxious about it, and she was constantly looking for the evidence everywhere. And she would actually question, when is it coming? Why isn't it here yet? Am I doing it right? Am I doing something wrong? And it's like, what is it that I'm not getting about this? So as we started to progress, we started talking about how she was making time be a factor that was getting in the way. So what I recommended to her was to work a little bit more within herself, to show a little bit of self-love to her and remind herself why it is that she deserves these things. What is it about her that is, worthy of the commitment? What is it about her that is worthy of the relationship or being treated the way that she wants to be treated? So we worked a lot with her self-concept through self-love. And so as we progressed, 3 weeks went by, and she got a text from her SP after having a little argument or a little tiff weeks ago, where the communication was limited. The SP reached out and said, apologized and asked her to go back to the way that things were. Obviously, she was really scared because she thought, well, I don't want to continue to be the friends with benefits. But what I was talking to her about was that was the assumption that she had around her. Therefore, that's all the only thing that she was able to see of friends with benefits. But as she was saying this guy showed a lot of appreciation towards her because she was actually appreciating herself. Now, what happened that made a shift within her was that one day, after persisting with her intentions and the concept of her, she was kind of doubtful. And she was like, should I just give up? Should I just move on? And, and it never fails that at those moments where you're just like, you know what, I'm going to do my thing. So she had gone on a date with somebody else and she had an incredible time. And, she was having fun. And the following day was the day that her SP actually contacted her. So why does this happen? You might be wondering, why does it always happen this way? Well, because you can't put your life on hold in order to receive something. You actually have to continue to live life, because through the law of attraction, it's going to mimic what you are. So if you're holding off on something in your life in order to obtain something, that is a place of lack. That's not what you want to do. So you want to express yourself through your creativity, through the people you love at the moment. I always say, you're seeking communication. Well, communicate with the people that are already communicating with you now. You're seeking love, show love to yourself, and then show love to those around you. Start becoming. That's why it's called Everyone Is You Pushed Out, because everything that you assume of yourself or everything you believe to be is what you're pushing out to the universe, to your reality. Okay. So this is kind of the concept. And so we were able to revise that thought of her feeling like she was going to jump in again into a relationship with friends with benefits. But what I reminded her was, no, it's not the same unless you want it to be the same. You're changing, you're growing. And through this journey, a recommendation was continue to be true to yourself. Continue to never try to give more in order to receive. Don't ever go out of yourself in order to obtain something, because that's what's going to actually push it away. We all are hold the authentic self within us, and sometimes we create a boundary around it that doesn't allow the true self to come out, because it wants to be protective, because we don't want to go through experiences that hurt us at one point. So we have to break down those boundaries. And how do we do that? By creating affirmations. I am affirmations about who we believe we are, and even showing a sense of love to ourselves and telling ourselves, hey, I do love you and I do appreciate you, and you're never alone because I'm here with you. Remind yourself daily, and it's not really hard. And it could only be once a day, but that daily reminder saying, hey, you're okay, you're fine, I love you so much, and you're an incredible person. Remind yourself of why it is that you deserve your desires. And you'll see the magic pull through. And that's exactly what we did with this client. We started talking a lot about self-love and creating a self-concept around relationships and who she was around relationships and why she deserved it. So we worked a lot with like, I am chosen, I am loved, I am pursued, and and allowing these things to come. And also there's a sense of allowance that must persist. You need to allow the things to come to you. So remind yourself, I'm allowing myself of greatness. I'm allowing myself of love. I'm allowing myself to feel all these wonderful things that exist within my inner world. I'm allowing them for them to come, and I'm going to push them out. Okay. So these were some of the things I did with this client. If you happen to feel like you're reacting to the 3D and that you're constantly looking for answers, the answers are already there. Okay. So one of the things that I really, really like are affirmations. Okay. And in case you don't know, affirmations are a form of affirmation as a question. So for example, if you start asking yourself, why is it that my SP loves me so much? Why is it that my SP thinks about me every single day? Why is it that my life is so perfect? And why is it that I feel so at peace? Start asking these questions continuously and see what your mind comes up as the answers to these questions. And guess what? It might show up as your SP showing up and telling you everything that you want to hear. Okay? But stay dedicated and stay persistent to this new version of you. The version of you that already exists and the possibility of you is already there. Now allow it to be. And when you're reacting, it's just remember, it is that old self or even the ego just trying to remind you, hey, be careful because you could get hurt. Well, tell them it's okay for you to allow me to love. It is okay for you to allow me to experience this love. Why? Because I am worthy of it. Because I am whole, because I am complete, and because I'm releasing every single thing, every single attachment that is keeping me away from my happiness and joy. Okay? So I hope this video inspires a lot of you. This client is true evidence that even through certain doubts or limitations, you could still create, but you always want to remind yourself of how great you are and what a wonderful creator you can be, So I hope this helps, and I intend for you to have a wonderful week, and I intend for all of you to create a wonderful space, a wonderful world, a wonderful universe for yourself. Thank you so much. Bye.